as most of you know, Richard Sherman and I once had an infamous clash on ESPN 11 years ago. But a lot was going on that day that you might not know. Richard and I have shared our versions of what happened with each other. We've learned, I think, a lot from each other and are now totally cool. In fact, I got to tell you, I like Richard a lot, and I pushed hard to have him as a teammate here on the new Undisputed. So now Richard and I are going to walk you back through what really happened. Okay, so allow me to start. I'm on First Take with my man Stephen A. Smith, and we are auditioning for an afternoon show. So on top of the 2-hour morning show, for about an 8-week run, we're doing a half-hour afternoon show that was actually on, we were on E2, so this was regular ESPN. And we were told Richard wants to come on, but he doesn't want to do anything controversial, so kind of let my guard down because you'd been in some controversies, gone after Tom Brady on the field after you beat them up in Seattle, and you were going back and forth with Darrelle Revis and Roddy White on Twitter. So here we go, and you're about to get mic'd up, hooked up audio-wise, and you have your earpiece in, and I can see you in the monitor, but you don't yet have your microphone. Right. So my producer is frantically saying in my ear as we come on live for just a half-hour show, you got to vamp. So I'm just babbling. I don't have a game plan. I don't have anything. And I reach for, well, Richard's been saying that he's already better than Darrelle Revis. And I said, I don't see that yet. Not yet. And at that moment, you sat down, and I think we asked you some just cliche football question, and instead you answered by coming right after me. Now give me your side.
Skip, I was getting mic'd, and I could hear you in my ear vamping. And I'm a big-time respect guy. So you say I got into this controversy. I usually don't start them, but I'm happy to finish them. You run your mouth. Tom was talking that game, so I talk. Revis was talking, you know, got on Twitter, got on a rant, so then I'm going to talk. I'm going to put the numbers out there. I'm going to put the facts. You can argue with your mama.
You were a numbers guy.
I'm a numbers guy.
You had the numbers to back up your case.
I got the numbers to always back up my case. If I ain't got the numbers, I'm probably not making a case. And so all I can hear is the disrespect in my ear. Skip, I'm sitting there like, not even like, hey, he's in the same ballpark, or, you know, he's coming on, or he's like, he's not even in the same stratosphere. I said, okay. This is disrespect, Skip. Skip, I'm going to have to respond to this as soon as possible. So when I got on the show, it was like the first chance I get. I don't care the question. I'm dropping it.
You came hard. Okay, now more backstory from my side. First Take at that point was on probation because we had had several incidents, fortunately not involving me. But we were one day away from our audition period trying to stay clean. So I'm thinking quickly as you come after me, oh my God, this is terrible, because Stephen A. badly wanted to get an afternoon slot so that he could sleep a little longer because he goes late to the games and goes to a lot of games. I'm pulling for him and for us to get it. So I am dancing as fast as I can thinking, I can't really fight fire with my usual fire, or this is going to blow up, not that it hadn't already. Right. So I am playing against you with one hand tied behind my back, but I'm trying to hold in with you as best I can without creating a fire storm. But you got more and more worked up, and the truth is, the more we have talked about it, I'm built just like you are.
No question.
If it had been shoe on the other foot, I would have come after me just like you came after me, because I would have been incensed over it, because it was very disrespectful. But I'm under the impression we're not even going to be controversial. So I don't have any plan in place to be controversial, and it goes completely off the rails. Yet the irony of all this was, for me, in my lengthy career at ESPN, I got the highest marks for the way I handled myself that I ever got from the people upstairs. Oh, you didn't stoop to mudsling or fight fire with fire, as you usually do. You stayed cool under fire. Well, I was trying to, so we didn't have another incident. And unfortunately, thanks to you, but again, I love you for what you did. We did have an incident, it did cost us the afternoon slot. One day from vacation. We were all going to go on vacation for a week after this 8-week run because it was a lot of show to do, 2 hours in the morning, and then try to do a whole new half-hour version of what we had done in the morning. So as we have spoken and talked, and I've gotten to know you, we're actually way more alike than you might think if you see that.
Oh,
right?
I definitely see that. I definitely, as we've talked, as we've had our conversations, our brunches, our conversations in the green room,
Yep.
it's been amazing to hear how similar we are and
Yep.
how prepared you are and how driven you are, how you came from the bottom, Skip. I got a ton of respect for what you've done and how you've done it. You've made yourself a household name without playing a sport.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. You came straight out of Compton. You went to Stanford, and you were a third-round pick, probably because you didn't time that fast.
Right.
But you play fast, and you play fast up here. And I was broken home, coming from the dregs, Oklahoma City to Vanderbilt. And then I made myself at Vanderbilt. I got a full scholarship that my mom could have never sniffed affording to send me there. And I don't know if your parents could afford to send you to Stanford.
No, my only choice was to get a scholarship. So I appreciate that. I'm still grateful for our moment, Skip, because I think it was positive for both of us in the end. And we know how to disrespect. I can't wait for this show to continue and us to go back and forth. I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I can already say, I love you, man. Way to go. Up next, will Aaron Rodgers actually win a 5th MVP? I mean, seriously? Who knew?
Yes, that's good.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
You wanted that one?
I'm here with my new dream team. I think I'm going to have to start calling it the Steam Team because the steam's just rising off this set right now. But speaking of dream team, it runs even deeper than what you see right now because in the coming days here on the new Undisputed, we'll be joined by Rachel Nichols and Josina Anderson. Can't wait for that. Yes, ma'am. Okay. I'll be the first to admit, I'm a lifelong diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. Michael Irvin to my left won 3 Super Bowls with my Cowboys that should have been 5 Super Bowls, if not more, at least.
Well,
Yeah, Keyshawn did play for the Cowboys. And by the way, Keyshawn did lead the Cowboys in catches that year, so I honor that. Richard is the only one who did not play for Dallas, has no Dallas ties up here at this table, so maybe you're the only objective voice that we have on this.
Well, you know.
So let's go with it. How far will this team go this year?
Well, they have a habit of showing you how far they're going to go.
Yeah.
Mike, give me a little beat, because I'm going to give you divisional when done. Divisional when done.
I like
divisional when done. Because that's what they're going to be again. Now, maybe they'll get a different outcome, a different team to put them out, because San Francisco's done it the last 2 times, and they've done it with 2 different quarterbacks. 2 different quarterbacks that y'all would argue Dak is better than, but he is not. He doesn't play better than him in those games. Jimmy G sent him home. Brock Purdy, a rookie, sent him home. Brock Purdy ain't never lost a game he started and finished, and he sent him home. And if he sees him again in the playoffs this year, guess what you should expect? You should expect him to go home. Irv, they ain't been to the Super Bowl since you put the jersey on. Irv, they might need the playmaker. They might need the playmaker back out there to have a chance to go back to a Super Bowl.
they got an 88 out there already.
They got an 88, but he ain't the playmaker. Understand this. Mike McCarthy is not the answer. Dan Quinn is the answer. The fact you keep putting Mike McCarthy out there and expecting a different result, like, I feel bad for y'all.
I think, in all honesty, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott, you say, your question is, how far can the Cowboys go? It's just, how far can Dak Prescott take them? Now you say, what does that mean? Mike McCarthy decided to move on from Kellen Moore, and he wants to call the plays. And when you look at it, you say, well, the offense was scoring points. They're the top scoring offense in the league, the yards, all this. That's not how you win. You win with balance. You win with smart efficiency. When you run, when you're supposed to run the football. Don't be throwing it. And I think Kellen Moore got cute. And you know this, Mike, offensive coordinators are auditioning every single year to become head coaches. They want to show owners and general managers and presidents of teams that they know what. Finish it, Mike? They know what?
That they know how to run offense.
They know how to run an offense.
And they can run
and so what Mike McCarthy decided to do was say, you know what?
It's time.
I'll get myself fired before I allow you to. Because when I need you to run the ball,